How would you characterize where the Devils are at right now?
Sitting pretty good. I think if we'd kind of taken this position going into the season to be halfway through the year at this record, we'd take it. A lot of different moving parts and new faces, new systems, new coaches, players, the whole 9 yards. So, I think our best stretch of the year was probably, the month, 4-6 weeks leading into Christmas time. And unfortunately, that's usually how it goes. You're playing your best hockey and then a big break happens. But we, the last couple, we've learned some things and seen what makes the New Jersey Devils successful when we do certain things and not so much when we do others.
Well, one of the things that makes the Devils successful is those top two centers. Tell us what it's like to be a teammate of Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier rather than playing against them.
It's a lot better being able to pass those guys the puck. I see it in practice every day, how creative, the skill, the speed, the talent. Unbelievable players and both so unique and different in their own right as well. So to get to know the people away from hockey has been pretty cool too, to see how they approach their day-to-day, how you can get to that elite level. It doesn't just happen overnight. So two great guys leading the way for us, and just again been really fun to be a part of this group.
Seems like you guys track back pretty well. Your forwards do to help you defensemen out. Does that make it a little bit easier for your breakouts?
100%. That's us as D. We usually say the forwards kind of dictate how things are going to go, whether that's gap or breakouts or neutral zone. So when they're skating and moving their feet, which is our identity and what we want to make our identity, that speed, we're usually at our best. And when we can spend as little amount of time in our D zone, the better, because we want the puck in our hands. We want the puck in those guys' hands specifically. And when we've been doing that and playing the offensive zone, that's when the good stuff happens.
What do you make of where the Sharks are at? Obviously, they've got some really talented young kids that they have brought in here. They're trying to develop at the NHL level. You kind of understand what that's all about.
Yeah.
But just give us a thought about your opponent tomorrow.
Yeah, well, obviously proud alumni, you know that, Dan. I always like seeing them have success. Obviously, it's been a tough last couple of years for them, but some real good building blocks in Celebrini and Will Smith and these guys coming up through the system. So we've seen they've won their last couple, even as well as they played last night against Tampa Bay, who's a high quality team. So it's something where I know there's tough years anytime you mention rebuild and have to go through I don't know if tanking's the right word, but losing more than you're winning. There's not many familiar faces over there anymore. A lot of them are more in the alumni and retired sector of the Sharks, but I still keep in touch with a lot of those guys. Seeing Jumbo's big night earlier this year was pretty special. I thought they did an unbelievable job and such a big part of the organization. I mean, for me, I spent 6 years with him. I was so fortunate to do that and have him show me more than a thing or two. It's a great place to play hockey here. I really do hope that they're back to their winning ways sooner than later. And just a great spot.
Dilly, we're at the halfway mark of this season, so when you look at what you guys have accomplished, what you've done, what do you hope this group is most proud of to start things?
I think just that we're continuing to get better. I think the way from where we started the year to where we are at now with just our recognition of systems, with the ways that we've found ways to win, as a kudos to our group. And I think just getting to know the guys in here, we're all really eager and willing to learn. Like there's great character. Guys don't really have their own hidden agendas or caring about points or any of this stuff. Like I think everyone in here ultimately really, really wants to win. And you can sense that. You can sense that. We're around each other so much, and you can see the work ethic and practices and wanting to make each other better, which I think is something that has helped us get to this point. We understand that when we lose, we're pissed off and we want to get better the next day. And it's something that's been great to see in our group. We've got lots of runway left, so there's going to be more ups and downs. It's not going to be perfect, and I think going through losing streaks like this, we're seeing, we're one play away, or we're one special teams play away or shot away, so we're not far off. And I know around the league we feel like we're a good team. We're a confident group too, so it's been fun to see that evolution as the season's gone on.
Bratter, we've hit the halfway point of the season now, and I know you're always looking ahead, but I think it's also important to recognize the things that you guys have done as a group leading up to this point. What have you liked from day one to now that you hope this group is most proud of?
I think obviously we've talked a lot about, and that we started to establish this kind of the identity of our team and how we know we need to play. And I think coming off this break, might have slipped a little bit, and we have some things to get back to, and we are obviously having conversations. We're having good practices about it. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get that off, and we try to do it as fast as possible to get back at the games that we were playing before Christmas. I think that was kind of the stretch when we really started to establish how we feel like we can play as a group, and played some really good hockey. And I think this kind of speaks for hard work over a long period of time ever since the training camp.
When you obviously that break maybe didn't come at the best time just because of what you were saying, how well you were playing. But does it feel like you guys are close to getting that back?
Yeah, I think the last game versus LA was definitely a step up from the Anaheim game. I think there wasn't a single one in the room. Maybe Markey actually that played a good game, and I think that we all kind of bounced back a little bit more versus LA. We played a little more aggressive. We skated better. We didn't give up as much as we did in Anaheim, and I think that was kind of a step in the right direction. And I mean, we're playing a team tomorrow that's been playing well. They played a good game last game versus Tampa, and it's going to be a tough night, and it's up to us to level up our game.
And then obviously lots of hockey behind you, but still lots of hockey to go. What do you hope is the next step for this team, other than finding that consistency again? What's that next level for you guys?
Well, that's obviously our first step, is to get back to our identity and play that defensive hockey that we did before. We didn't give up a lot, and I think that was the strength of our team. We were so hard for other teams to play against and create scoring chances against us. And then I think that there's still some offensive pieces for our team to improve on. I think our power plays got continue doing a good job. Our penalty kills got to continue growing and get better, because now when you come in the second half, every team is starting to play better. Teams' system are starting falling more and more in place, and it gets harder and harder to create scoring chances. And that's when you as a team and as a group just has to find that next level, and that's what we're committed to do through practice and videos and everything that we can do to get better.
Hey, Brad, just one quick question on the power play there. It seems that you guys are, you're getting chances. At what point do you guys start to maybe get a little bit frustrated with maybe not having success? Or does that even creep into your mindset because you guys, power play has been good? We're just seeing teams now really starting to analyze the power play. Like we saw against LA, they sent 2 guys up high, which is uncommon. So is it just that you guys are getting different challenges from other PKs?
I think it's both. I mean, every time you're coming out playing a team that you know has a certain strength, you focus a little more on it, and you try to talk a little bit more through it. So obviously there's teams we're playing on that's going to have in their pre-schedule to not take a lot of penalties against us, and maybe they have their ways of playing against us, and we have to adapt to that too. And when you're I think for us it's just to continue working. It's a privilege to be on the ice on the power play and be one of those guys, and we gotta embrace that. We're gonna love having that opportunity to get out there on the ice to create scoring chances. And I think when you're doing the small things right, all of a sudden the puck's starting to go in, and we're focusing on the performance.